welcome to the void. How's everyone doing? We Were Here Forever comes out tomorrow. So I decided, hey, let's refresh on the lore of the We Were Here series. You don't really get much of the lore in the games, unless, you read every book and are some sort of super genius. So, looking back, let's just review, what happens. Also, shout out Ostos. He was the only person who I saw who did We Were Here lore. So, there you go. It's cool. By the way, I'm in the void. Help me, I'm going insane. Starting off with We Were Here Together, we have the chess board game thing, where the king sends his two sons out to conquer another land and essentially fight a war. And he strategizes and does all this stuff and does it, right? Makes sense. But it was actually a trap, and the two sons end up dying. This is why during We Were Here Together, we see a lot of, what have I done? Oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? After the king's two sons died, it is assumed that he went mad and killed the entire village, as we hear in the stage play. We then get some distorted vocals during the theater scene near the end, where he says, "Run now, my home shall be housing the dead." I assume that this is in reference to all of his dead children, because although I've only mentioned two, he has a lot of dead children. It's kind of shocking how many children he's managed to lose. It's kind of to the point where it's like, it's kind of his fault. It's kind of his fault. Like, obviously, some of them weren't. But if you have, like, 7, 8 dead kids, you gotta wonder, am I the problem? The answer's probably yes. The court jester. Who's the court jester? Who's this weird, shady bloke? Ooh, weird, shady guy. What's he's doing in this story? Why did I change topic so quickly? Well, King wants another heir because all of his kids are dead. Problem, King old. So how does the king get another heir? Simple, he becomes immortal. That's not a joke. No, literally, the jester tries to make the king, essentially tricks him into making the king immortal. The jester's a weird character, because it's hard to tell what his intentions are, whether he's trying to double-cross the king, not double-cross the king, because it's weird, because he's helping the king, but he's also really twisted and shady, and very manipulative. But he's kind of trying to help, so it's weird. I'm assuming the jester's gonna betray him and We Were Here Forever. If I called it, I called it. You know I called it. You can look at the date this video was released. This ritual to make the king immortal also created magic blue dagger. Because why not? They locked danger away because, ooh, deadly, it's a dagger. But then the jester betrays the king, goes, grabs the dagger, and stabs someone. We don't know who, but stabs someone. I think it might be the queen. That would make a bit of sense. I don't actually know who he stabbed, but he stabbed someone, and now someone is dead. Also, dagger magic. This technically counts as the jester betraying the king, and yet the king and the jester still seem to be friends? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I'm gonna be honest. Like, sure, his wife had an affair with him, but, like, he did just stab your wife, like, my man. My man. But because Jester stab someone, Jester not dead, so Jester now trapped in castle for eternity. Don't ask me why. Magic. You know these games that have had very little to do with magic? Magic. Yes, I have a drinking problem, shut up. In the first game, we have Jeremy and Jeffrey. That's not their names, I'm just calling them that. Jeremy is the explorer, Jeffrey is the librarian. They get separated from group, shoot off flare, find castle, go in castle for warmth, because it's a snowstorm. Alright? I'm not remembering which one's Jeremy and which one's Jeffrey, so I'm just gonna call them the explorer and the librarian. Only one of Jeremy and Jeffrey can leave the castle, the other one is stuck behind. When I played this game, I was the one stuck behind. I felt very betrayed, until I realized that there wasn't actually a way for both of us to leave. And then I still felt kind of betrayed. Just less. And We Were Here 2, they saw a flare. Could have been the flare from We Were Here 1, or it could be a different flare. We'll get to that. Could be a different flare. But they saw the flare from We Were Here, one of them. And then they went to the castle. And then they got trapped in the castle. I don't know what's happening, in all honesty. There's a ton of levers hidden around this game. And if you flip all of them, both players can escape. There's an ending where only one escapes. But both can escape. Leading this to have, currently, the only good ending in any of the We Were Here games. Believe it or not, when I played this game, this was not the ending that we got. Because the person I played it with is a traitor. Granted, this good ending technically isn't a good ending, because one of them does go back in the castle. But it's fine, it's a good ending, probably. You know. They did it from free will. It's good then. They do it from free will. If it's by their own choice, it's good. That's how that works. Probably, I hope. Mostly, I guess. Yeah. And We Were Here Together. They see a flare getting fired off from the castle, which does imply that all these games are happening at the same time. Which confuses me. I'll be honest. That really confuses me. But apparently all these games are happening at the same time. So, there you go. Timeline all at once. Viewing as we don't really see many other flares show off. Although, technically we do. But in terms of timeline, we very much can say, yeah, all of these happened at once. As the two explorers go through the castle and solve puzzles, they start seeing cutscenes. One gets ooh funny dagger, other one sees ooh sketchy boy. I got ooh funny dagger, my friend got ooh sketchy boy. I kind of like sketchy boy, I wish I got sketchy boy funny. We like sketchy boy, this is the sketchy boy fan club. We support the sketchy boy. Most of what we know about the ritual and the jester and what happens with dagger, stab, ooh, someone dead, probably the queen. The things that we get from that are from the cutscenes with the dagger. You know, the cutscenes that I didn't listen to and had to rewatch someone else say. Yeah. The sketchy boy gives our boy instructions on how to build stone. And obviously, because sketchy boy is the best boy, we listen, because sketchy boy pog. At the very end, the players make the soul stone and the dagger. Good, right? Good? You know, we can trust the sketchy boy, right? The sketchy boy wouldn't betray us. Wrong, the sketchy boy's the jester. The jester is apparently trying to lift the king and his curse. So I feel like he's trying to help the king, but also not help the king. I feel like it's a weird power dichotomy where he wants to be king, but the king's technically not dead, but the king's technically dead, and it just doesn't make much sense. Ugh. Like, you think the jester's the big villain, but then you also think the king's the big villain. And there's part of me that thinks they're on the same team, and then there's part of me that says, no, Jester shady boy. But it doesn't really give us a clear-cut answer in the end, and it's confusing, and I don't like it. What does this mean for We Were Here Forever? Well, I assume that we're either gonna have to deal with the king, or the jester, or maybe both. Maybe it's a team-up movie. Who knows? Well, it is a team-up movie because the two characters from We Were Here and We Were Here 2 are combining forces. My personal predictions is that, instead of getting a choice of which player we leave behind, We get a choice of whether we kill the king or the jester. The king, the guy who murdered everyone, or the jester, Shady Boy. We don't kill Shady Boy here. We respect Shady Boy. If there's an ending that allows us to not kill Shady Boy, I'm going with that ending. We don't kill Shady Boy. We respect him. Thank you all for watching. I've been in the void. I've been here for too long. Bye.